Hello everyone. This is Renault, and today we are doing a quick video on the nature of jealousy and bitterness and the whole crabs in the bucket theory and how people are responding because some big news kind of dropped today. And I want to make sure I go over that, not just the big news, but the reactions to the big news. So, as you can see, Cecil he dropped the new Vampirella variant. This is actually in conjunction with the Vengeance of Vampirella. And so that's a spin-off of the very successful Vampirella series that's being written currently by Christopher Priest. There was a huge 50th anniversary of the Vampirella character, and that series and the spin-offs have really been successful for Dynamite. And so to capitalize on that, they Dynamite has been recruiting personalities and artists to do special variants for people who love Vampirella, and so that they can get these special edition collectors versions of the comics, that of these covers of the comics. That would include, I know Frank Cho had one. Lucacelli, I think his name is. He had a variant cover. And so this is a very profitable move by Dynamite because it combines the artist and that name recognition, or the creator and their name recognition, along with just huge fans of Vampirella who want to get these variant covers. Now, I don't know what the deal is. I would imagine that there's a percentage, etc. And so, again, everyone benefits. These creators get exposure. There's been a couple of first timers who have been getting access to this. So, this is like they're kind of getting their foot in the door on the industry and how it works. And so, as you can see, Cecil, this is technically his first professional work with a publisher. And so far, he's really successful. $6,089. Let's refresh that. Oh, hey, look, congratulations. He got another backer, he made some money. But like I mentioned earlier at the start, not everyone can be happy with this success. Namely, Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa has been going off about this Cecil cover. Kwanzaa is a person who's been in the industry for a very long time, and he's not necessarily a writer or an editor even though it says creative architect. What really is going on is that Kwanzaa is a professional black person. And what that means is that his job is to just be black in the comics industry, and that gives him access to things like jobs and positions in the industry where they can just say that, hey, we've hired a black person. So as you can see, he's, for example, the creative architect for the Humanoids, or H1 Comics, in that series. Followed by, yeah. So, but he doesn't necessarily really do anything because Mark Waid is actually doing all the work in that as the creative director. In fact, Kwanzaa is such a bad writer that he was actually co-writing a series with Mark Waid, and he was removed. He's no longer the writer, and that's because, again, he's not really known for his quality content as a writer. He's just a professional black person. So anyway, let's check out this pinned tweet here. I'm only saying this once. Everyone in the comics industry who been knew that Dynamite Entertainment is supporting Comicsgate needs to stop with the back channel, blind eye, fence-sitting bullshit, because associations with Nick Barucci or checks from this publisher. So basically what Kwanzaa is suggesting is that people who are working for Dynamite sacrifice their careers and their jobs so that they can virtue signal and accommodate him and just stop working with Dynamite altogether. It's kind of a ridiculous when you hear it out loud, but that's literally what he's suggesting, that people just sacrifice their livelihoods to accommodate his opinion. And he made this his pinned tweet 6 hours ago, which shows you just how triggered he's been. and he's going to like he's here he is responding to Gail Simone. I don't know what she said, but I'm going to read what Kwanzaa said. Actually, you know what? I can save this for later. But here he is subtweeting about the situation. I'm sorry. Do y'all need a fucking performance graphic for your profile pic to speak up? So, here's this. It's kind of ridiculous. Say no to hate, and here's Dynamite Entertainment. This is actually very similar to something War Campaign put up a couple of days ago. Wish I had time to process my emotions while Comicsgate doxed me and posted my address and pictures of my wife, but fucking go off. So what Kwanzaa is referring to is that on Kiwi Farms, they doxed him because he was being a little shitlord, and he was flagging your boy Zach. And so Kiwi Farms is just, they're trolls who take trolls to the next level. They don't have a side. There's pro Comicsgate, there's anti Comicsgate, there's pro industry, there's anti industry. They're not Comicsgate, they're just people. So here's some more about Kwanzaa going off. P.S. If you think I'm talking about you, I am fucking very much am talking about you. And I am mad as fuck. Now I'm reading this in reverse order because I don't know how long this goes on. SJWs always like have these 40 or 50 thread tweets, and it never seems to end. So he's been going off though. He's having a little temper tantrum. He's trying to cope with the situation, and he's just not handling it well. But he's not the only one. Pretty much the entire industry is going off. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know how long. When you see show this thread, it means that there's a thread of tweets. So there's like 7 or 8 or 20 or 50. So I don't really know, so I'm not going to keep going into that. But what's really hilarious is that Gail Simone says this. Here's the thing. I am not being silent for career reasons. I'm not being silent at all. I'm taking a minute to process something personal, very disappointing and sad. If I'm not doing that on your timer, don't know what to say. So she's actually, she's a little shitlord too, but she's not as inflammatory as Kwanzaa. And her job in the industry is to be a professional woman. And again, what that means is that she just goes around and gets jobs just because she's a woman in comics. So people can say, we've hired a woman. And she's more talented than Kwanzaa, but not by much. But she's also been in the industry for almost 30 years? Is it really 30 years? Yeah, something like 30 years. She got into the industry because she wrote a screed about women in refrigerators where a woman dies and it's used as a motivation point for a man. Now, anybody who knows anything about storytelling realizes right away that that's ridiculous. Men, women, children, people die all the time to motivate the protagonists. So there's nothing special about women in refrigerators. It's not some sort of super special thing. But she was able to bully and blackmail people into getting her jobs into comics. And there was actually a point where she was going to be fired, but she used her social media following to keep her job. And the editor actually had to apologize to her. That's something EVS has covered. But the point is, she's handling it. She's handling it. I'm not going to say well. She's not really doing it well, but she's not really doing it poorly. She's just handling it. But then here they come, the concern trolls out of the woodwork, just because she's not being inflammatory like Kwanzaa. On the one hand, I understand the idea here. These people harass you, and that is awful. However, at the same time, a lot of us who were also harassed, doxxed, and everything else don't have the luxury of waiting. I hope you can make the decision to support those in pain. The reason why I read it like that is Anthony Gramuglia is like the soy boy of all soy boys. I mean, if you think about the stereotypical how a soy boy looks, that would be Anthony Gramuglia. And don't be fooled by this little, oh, I'm super duper harmless cartoon avatar that he's got going on. People who have these cartoon avatars to try and look harmless, they're very dangerous. They're the most vicious abusers of women. And here he is actually harassing a woman now. So that's pretty ironic, but also just backs up what I said. These people with the soy boy avatars are very dangerous and abuse women. And here's another person. I don't know who this is, so I'm not really going to go through it. But I've been busy. What the heck did I miss? So not everybody knows what's going on. All in. So here's somebody who, again, I don't know who this is, but they've got a Black Lives Matter, so that gives you a pretty good idea about their hatred of minorities. Dynamite Entertainment seems to be going all in on supporting Comicsgate stuff, which is disturbing and disappointing to a lot of people. So again, that's in reference to Cecil's cover. I don't know who this is. There's actually a lot of nobodies. Who are these people? Good lord. It's almost like when something affects you on a personal and or professional level, you have emotions that need time. Who knew? Nothing but love for you, Gail and Salmon. So this is actually somebody who's empathizing with Gail's situation. But here's another Black Lives Matter. So I'll note. So let's see what they say. It's okay, Gail. I just caught some heat for something I wouldn't be silent on, and I wasn't timely with it either. People continue to disappoint me in this. So actually, you know what? While she's being attacked from the side, she actually, I actually realize what's going on here. Gail Simone is actually one of the queen bees and the movers and shakers of the industry. So it would be foolish for Kwanzaa to attack her personally and directly. It took me a while to figure out why they're being so passive, but once I realized who this is Gail Simone and her vicious audience, that's why Kwanzaa has to subtweet about her. So what exactly is this quote-unquote close personal relationship that Dynamite has with Comicsgate? Well, right away, their top campaign is not somebody who's not Comicsgate. But it's this. It's Cecil's cover. It doesn't matter that they work with Frank Cho. It doesn't matter that they have a campaign celebrating cosplayers. It doesn't matter that this person is not Comicsgate. It doesn't matter that they did the exact same thing for Lucio Perillo. So those are just some of their most recent campaigns. So they're not some sort of Comicsgate outlet. They're... Look, here's all these non Comicsgate affiliated projects. Oh, these are their following, so that's different. Not necessarily the things they've created. Hey, Indiegogo, fix your stuff. Get your shit together. But anyway, because I thought if I want to see everything that they've created, I don't really have easy access to that like I want. So this is it. It's not enough that they had the audacity to work with Comicsgate. It doesn't matter that just 2 weeks ago, they launched a Black Lives Matter Humble Bundle where anybody who's anybody and can buy comics and other product, and then some of those funds would go to Black Lives Matter. Just 2 weeks ago, that's something that they had, and so it's not exactly as if Dynamite are these super right-wing, hardcore Comicsgate supporters, because you'll be hard-pressed to find anybody in Comicsgate who supports Black Lives Matter. What the industry pros want is they want Dynamite to completely bow down to them and acquiesce to their demands. You saw earlier where Kwanzaa was kind of subtweeting that anybody who works with Dynamite should hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, quit their jobs and just sacrifice their careers to virtue signal. And by the way, people say that, the pros in the industry are trying to claim that Indiegogo is some sort of a Comicsgate platform, but Dynamite goes where the money is. As you can see here, Dynamite fans and Gears for Comics. And let's see, I think in Kickstarter, it does have all the campaigns they've created. Yeah. So again, Dynamite works on Kickstarter. Dynamite works on Indiegogo because they recognize that there might be money on the table. Anybody who says that Dynamite never should have started that whole Black Lives Matter humble bundle, that's an anti-capitalist stance. Similarly, anybody who says that Cecil doesn't deserve to have a cover opportunity, they are also anti-capitalist. I put those two crabs in this. They're crabs in two separate buckets, but they're still crabs in the bucket. Nick Barucci has a business to run. He's not some trust fund baby like a lot of these industry pros are. He's not a trust fund baby, or he's not, married to somebody of wealth and affluence. He's got people to pay. He's got a job to do, and he's going to do it. So yeah, the people who said that Dynamite never should have did the Black Lives Matter are the exact same people who are saying that Cecil never should have gotten a cover. They're the exact same people. And I'm pretty sure that anybody who watches this video knows exactly what I'm referring to when they're talking about how Cecil never should have gotten a cover. We know what group of people that's in reference to. So, but I'm not going to go ahead and mention them here. Anyway, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.